Hello chemistry fans, and welcome back to Chemistry 1032 problem solving session here at Broward College North Campus. I am your host, Dr. Russell Betts, and I will be guiding you through these problems today. Without any further ado, let's jump in. Name 4 things that affect the activity of an enzyme. Alright, what's meant by activity of an enzyme? That means 4 things that affect how fast the enzyme can work, or how fast the enzyme can do its biological process. So the first thing we have to think about when we think about enzyme activity or enzyme speed is temperature. Now, like all chemical reactions, temperature plays a significant role in the rate or how fast a reaction will go. Generally speaking, the hotter a reaction is, the faster molecules collide. The faster they collide, the faster they react. That's kind of how it is. But now with enzymes, you have to be careful with that idea, because although it is true that the warmer you make it, the faster the molecules will collide, the enzyme is sensitive to temperature. Remember, one of the ways to denature a protein was to heat it. So if you take an enzyme past a certain temperature, it will denature if it gets too hot. And once the protein denatures, all of its catalytic or biological activity ceases. So temperature is the first thing you have to consider. If you get too cold, the enzyme will also slow down because the molecules just aren't hitting each other as fast as they were before. There's less kinetic energy. So that will also affect the enzyme activity. Next, pH. How acidic or how basic is the medium the enzyme is in? You already know this. We've talked about protein denaturing in the presence of acid or the presence of base. Too much acid, too low of a pH, in other words, the enzyme denatures. Too basic, too high of a pH, the enzyme denatures. So there's a sweet spot where the pH is just right and the enzyme has optimal activity. 3, presence of an inhibitor. Oops, H. A lot of enzymes have natural inhibitors, and the ones that don't have natural inhibitors, we have inhibitors we've designed to give them, they're known as drugs, to help us treat and cure diseases. So the presence of an inhibitor can definitely slow an enzyme down. The word inhibitor means to inhibit or to stop or slow. So the presence of another biological molecule or a synthetic molecule that blocks or prevents the biological activity is definitely something that would hinder the activity of an enzyme. Now the fourth one is kind of a little bit strange. It's not in your textbook, but I want to include it. Substrate concentration. Now the substrate concentration is not directly affecting the enzyme, but if the substrate concentration is not high enough, the enzyme won't do anything because it needs to be able to find the substrate. So really it's kind of an outlier. It's kind of a, well, yeah, of course the enzyme has to have something to react with or it won't react. Well, but it is affecting the activity. There is a optimal concentration of substrate where the enzyme is working very efficiently. Go too low, the enzyme works a little slower. Go too high, the enzyme can't go any faster. So there's an optimal substrate concentration. The first 3 I believe are the most important though, I'll be honest with you. Alright, so I hope that was helpful. And with that, I wish you good luck and good chemistry.